Oh, this feels so wrong, but this is how it works. Wow, that did not sound pleasant. Wow, that did not sound pleasant. So today we're talking about one of the negatives of charging your electric vehicle in public at a fast charging station, and that's the fact that if there's some type of danger around the car while you're charging, you have to physically get out of the car, take the plug out, and then you can drive away. Now, this product, it's called EVJect, and basically what it does is it allows you to drive away from the supercharger without getting out. I forgot to mention the price. I'm done. I destroyed it, but it's $300. Pretty expensive. Unless you need it, then it's probably worth well more than that. But with the discount code Dirty Tesla, it does take 75 off, so it'd be $225. This thing is still falling apart from when I broke it. Now, this is something I've thought was important for a really long time. You're basically a sitting duck at these chargers. Now, while I personally have not had any negative experiences at superchargers, I've heard plenty of stories, especially at night. Sometimes it has been a little creepy when cars drive up or people are walking by. You just never know. And some people especially are just not comfortable in those situations. Now, I do have a link below to purchase this. It is a discount code for you. I do get a commission off that, but I actually didn't know that until a couple days ago. So how I came across this object was at Tesla Takeover. I saw their booth and I walked up and I learned about it and I said, wow, this thing is awesome. I love the idea. It's great. And they offered to give me one so I could take it and test it out and play with it. And I posted some stuff on social media about it that was blowing up, and they said, hey, here's a discount code for all those people. It is a commission code. I just want to be totally clear. I didn't realize that at the time. I mean, I'll take it, don't get me wrong, but I just don't want you to think that I'm just like pushing this object just because of that. If you're not comfortable with that, buy it without my discount code, which is kind of silly, or use somebody else's discount code if you want to get the discount and not, have me get any money. I don't mind. I just think this object is really important. Now, one of the most common responses I got when I posted about this before, it went like semi-viral on Twitter and I think YouTube Shorts or something. One of the most common replies I got was about people and their guns and how like, oh, I have a gun. I can just shoot whoever I want. I'm not scared, about danger or whatever. And don't get me wrong. I do think people should be able to protect themselves. I think that's incredibly important and people should take that upon themselves. Whenever I walk my dogs, I always bring pepper spray because you never know if a dog is going to come out and run and attack your dog. But that's besides the point. But there's many situations where shooting somebody is not appropriate. I think that's like 99% of all situations. And even if it was, do you really want to have to like shoot somebody rather than just drive your car away? I don't know. I think that response is insane. I'm not saying don't do that if that's what you want to do, but it's just crazy to me to think the first instinct for people to say when I say, hey, here's a way you can escape from danger easily is I can shoot it. Think about like, I saw this video where these two moose are fighting each other. Like, okay, your 9mm is not going to do anything to a moose. It's not going to care. It's going to stomp you. And in this video, these two moose are fighting all over these cars, whatever. You'd rather just drive away if you could, right? So if you were at a gas pump in that situation, yeah, you're going to damage the pump. You're going to, do whatever, but you can drive away and be safe. So in our EVs, plugged in right now as I am, if somebody walked up to me with a gun in my face or started scraping a rock on my car or doing something like that, there's nothing I could do. I'd have to get out and kind of put myself in danger before I could just drive away. So that's kind of the other scenario is sometimes things are just sketchy or somebody is out there doing something you don't like. You can't just shoot them. You can't just be like, oh, look at that creepy guy. I'm just going to shoot him so I can get out and unplug my car. In that scenario, if you're somebody vulnerable and you just don't want to be in that dangerous or creepy situation, this could be well worth it. If it's not worth it for you, then just, click off the video. That's fine. But for the people that are interested, I think this is a great invention. So we're going to actually test this today. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to plug in with it and I'm going to drive away and break it. And this will be destroyed. And that'll be that. And we'll test it out. So how does the EVJect work? This thing is very interesting. So it has a breakaway point in the middle here that you can see that we're going to test out soon. And basically when you plug your car into a supercharger, we're at the supercharger, there's some communication between those two things. So if you open your charge port, it's not like you can touch in there and get electrocuted, or if you take the supercharger off the handle and touch in there and get electrocuted, nothing is flowing until those two things connect. Still nothing is flowing. They communicate with each other and then they send the juice. So essentially what this item does is you connect them both physically, but there's no communication happening until you move this up. That will lock in place, of course, when you're plugged into the supercharger, and that will initiate the communication. The charging can happen. Everything is just as normal. You get full speeds. There's no speed reduction using this. There's nothing like that. It's going to work as if it's any other supercharger. The difference comes when you're sitting in the car. You can click stop charging. I can click stop charging right now. The problem is the charger still knows it's connected and won't allow me to drive off for a pretty good reason. They don't want me to destroy the stall or damage my car or whatever's going to happen. What this item does, it does a few things. When you click stop charging, this will immediately unlock. It will go from here down to there. And at that point, the charger thinks it is not plugged into a car. Now, there's a couple things to consider here. All right, sorry, I just took a phone call, so I don't remember exactly what I was talking about. But while I was on the phone call, I was fiddling with this, and I figured out kind of how it works. So if you pull this up here, that's locked, but since it's not plugged in, it won't work. So if you pull it up while it's in the charger, this will get sprung into action, and now it's locked. And you can see there, this is the charging state. And then as soon as you click stop charging, that will get unlocked. The supercharger will think that it's unplugged, because it pretty much is, and this will be you'll be able to drive away and break this away. So it has two things. It needs to keep your car safe, and it needs to keep the supercharger safe. Of course, Tesla is not going to be putting up with these guys if you're damaging superchargers all over the place. And luckily, this thing does that, which we're going to see it. But this part will stay on the supercharger, and EVJect was smart enough to design this part to stay on the wand, on the handle, and make it so that when that wand falls to the ground and crashes to the ground, wherever it is, which, if you're escaping from danger, you don't care, but it's important overall. This piece protects the supercharger handle. So we're not damaging the infrastructure. This piece is fine in our car. We can just go take it out when we're done. We're not damaging our cars. So let's do it. Let's test it out and try to drive away from a supercharger without getting out in the middle of charging. Kind of crazy, but let's do it and see how it works. Man, I had a whole rant planned about all the potential dangers you could face, and I just forgot. It'd be like, what if there's a tornado coming or a huge storm, or starts flooding like out of nowhere, you can't even get out of your car in time. An elephant comes up, or there's a tiger outside or something. A wolf. I don't know. There's okay, a wolf you could take care of the other way, but there's a lot of stuff where it'd be nicer to just be able to drive away. I don't know. Seems obvious. All right, let's plug this thing in. All right, so here we go. I only got one hand here, and I have like 4 cameras set up. So how are we gonna capture this? Here, let me go to this camera. All right, hopefully this camera is getting it. You just put that on there, no biggie. And now we have the EVJect on there, whatever. We plug it in like normal. It is not communicating. See how it's white? It's not turning blue or green or anything. Once I push this, now it turns blue immediately. They're communicating. This stays locked in place, and it will start charging. It'll turn green. There we go. We're charging. Let's head in the car and check it out. All right, we're in the car. We're charging here. You can see the EVJect is connected, whatever. I had to bump it up to 100 because it's trying to limit me here. But if I try to go into drive, charge cable connected to vehicle, disconnect charger. Obviously, I can't go into drive. But what I can do here is you can stop charging or unlock the charge port, and that will disconnect everything. So if I click unlock charge port, I should be able to just do that. Everything got disconnected. The supercharger doesn't know I'm connected. The car doesn't know. Let's try it out. I'm in drive. I'm still connected. Oh, this feels so wrong, but this is how it works. Wow, that did not sound pleasant. Oh, this feels so wrong, but this is how it works. Wow, that did not sound pleasant. Oh, this feels so wrong, but this is how it works. Wow, that did not sound pleasant. There you go. If anybody was watching, they're probably like, what the heck is this guy doing? Oh, that thing's in the road there. Let me pick it up first. All right, so outside of the car, this is what we have. You can see the EVJect stayed in there. Now this piece did fly off. I don't know from the footage. Obviously you'll know. I don't know if it flew off before or after that wand hit the ground. So hopefully the wand hit the ground with this on, and then it came flying off to protect the wand. And then if we go back here, you can just lift this up, not gonna damage anything. Now that looks scary, but it's all good. The CEO actually in his demonstration licked that. I'm good, I'm not gonna do that, but you should be able to just pull this out. So I did go in the car and click unlock charge port, and that comes right out, no big deal. A couple of pieces broke off there. Obviously this is destroyed, I don't care about any of that. Let me plug in though, since I'm here and I can, get some charge. But yeah, that worked. All right, so I reviewed the footage, and unfortunately it looks like the cap did fall off the wand before the wand hit the ground. So that's a negative. Hopefully EVJect can improve on that and make sure it stays on there. I guess it's a good time to say that EVJect did not pay me to make this video. They're not approving the video you're watching right now. They're seeing it for the first time along with you. I normally say that in the beginning, but I just kind of forgot. So they gave me the unit for free to kind of test out, assuming, of course, that I would make a video about it, which I told them I wanted to. But this is not approved by them or anything like that. So it does look like that you can escape from danger. That part worked beautifully. It sounded terrible. Ugh, that was just the worst. I hope I never have to do that again. But the cap did fall off and the supercharger wand did hit the ground. So overall, I think this is a product that most people should consider having in their arsenal. I think it's very important. See, arsenal, haha. I think this is really important. So you can check it out at the link below if you want to get a discount. If not, just go directly to their website and check it out for yourself. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to check out what was left. So here is the piece that was in my car. And of course, these were sticking out of it, so that's pretty interesting. All of this looks like really nice and like almost undamaged. I wonder if they have some type of recycling program where you could send this stuff back to them. But yeah, this is the part that the CEO in his demonstration licked. Again, I ain't doing that. But like I said, there's nothing flowing through there unless the car's communicating with something. And then here's the piece that was attached to the supercharger. So I'm not sure why it flew off. No idea why it wouldn't just stay on there. It looks like the breakaway is extremely clean though. So these screws are falling out. So let me move this out of here. Oh, they have some like glue or grease or something on there. Probably some glue. But yeah, the screws go through this piece, which you can see them on this side, and then it looks like they have some glue. This isn't a prototype, but this might be one of the earlier units they have. The screws go through to this other side, and they basically have to make sure all the torque and everything is correct so that this will break away. But yeah, the breakaway looked to happen, I mean, perfectly, if you can see in there. Really nice.